Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy, and development in Nigeria and around the world. Despite the criticisms that have trailed his appointment, the sole administrator of Rivers State, imposed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu through his imposition of state of emergency in Rivers State, Vice Admiral Ibok-Ete Ibas, retired, has begun investigation of local government administration under Governor Simi Fubara and is alleged to be planning to impose local government administrators on Rivers State. That is what we're going to talk about in this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. Now, while many Nigerians have continued to condemn the imposition of state of emergency in Rivers State and the illegal removal of the state governor Simi Fubara and his deputy Ngozi Odu, as well as the sacking of the State House of Assembly, the sole administrator appointed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has begun investigation of Simi Fubara's administration of local government in Rivers State. Nobody knows what they are trying to find out and what they want to use that they are finding to accomplish. But amidst that investigation that they have started, you can call it a probe of Simi Fubara. They are also going ahead, as it's been alleged, to appoint, they are planning to appoint sole administrators for local government, despite the Supreme Court ruling that no state should be allowed to allow caretaker committees for local government, because sole administrators are no different from caretaker committees to take charge of local government. And the Supreme Court had been very clear. In fact, that was the reason why most local government, most states that didn't have duly constituted local government were forced to conduct local government election in line with the Supreme Court directive after federal government won the case against state governments withholding the local government allocation. So it means that if the sole administrator goes ahead to appoint sole administrator for local government, it means that there's an illegality upon illegality going on in Rivers State under the state of emergency. So it's really an interesting issue to discuss right now, because we're talking about federalism, we're talking about rule of law. These are all the key points to discuss in this matter. And welcome on board. Now let us look at the plan. It is no longer a plan. The decision of the sole administrator to investigate Simi Fubara's administration of local government in Rivers State. Now, how did this come about? How did we get to know this? We got to know this because the sole administrator of Rivers State, Vice Admiral Ibok-Ete Ibas, retired, has asked the heads of local governments, of the 23 local governments in Rivers State, to submit reports of 2 years of activities of their council to the government. It was gathered that the directive from the state government has unsettled the heads of local government councils in the state, following the urgency of the message and the alleged undertone attached to the directive. Remember that Fubara had told the heads of local government administrations to take over the running of local governments in the state after the Supreme Court nullified the local government election that was held in October 5, 2024, which produced elected local government chairmen and councillors. But that election was nullified by the Supreme Court. So following that nullification, and in his effort to implement the Supreme Court judgment, Fubara had dissolved the local governments, sacked the local government chairman, their vice chairman, and councillors, and directed that heads of local government administrations should take over from local government chairmen. Now, those local government heads of local government administration had now been directed by the sole administrator to supply to his office all the activities in the last 2 years. And you know, when they say the last 2 years, it means the administration of Simi Fubara. They didn't ask in the last 8 years or the last 10 years. The sole administrator was particular what he wanted. It is the Simi Fubara era he's investigating. He wants to get information that could serve for whatever purpose they have set out to do against Simi Fubara. Now, according to the report, on Monday, the administrator directed the heads of administrations of local government to submit reports on the activities of their local governments in the last 2 years. Now, the directive was contained in a letter to the head of local government administration by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Local Government Affairs, them, Dr. Etong Awani. The letter detailed the format of the report. So the letter gave details on how the format that local governments should follow to submit the activities that had taken place in their states, in their local governments in the last 2 years. One of the things that the report wanted to see was the number of staff members, the sources of their revenue generation, and the activities of the councils in the last 2 years, and submit it by Wednesday this week. So there was an urgency in this investigation, this report, that the sole administrator is looking for. But there are several interpretations of it. Others are interpreting it that it was part of a larger plot to see how they can nail Simi Fubara and ensure that he doesn't return. Others said, oh, it's just mere investigation to find out what the local governments need, how they have been spending their money, and to determine we have to direct resources to achieve the best of results. But many people are suspicious concerning this investigation because of the limited period that it is being targeted against, the time that Simi Fubara was governor. It didn't cover the period when Nyesom Wike was governor. So that's why a lot of people are suspicious. What is the motive of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the sole administrator in this investigation? It is also begging for more question. Is that the purpose of a government of emergency Is it not just to maintain law and order? Is their business now the business of running the state and the local government? Basically, what they are supposed to do is to restore peace, ensuring that the oil, which was the main purpose of the imposition of state of emergency, if it was purely because of the blowing of pipeline, to ensure that they don't blow up and all that. But when you begin to investigate local government financial resources, it means that you are going beyond your mandate. It means that you are trying to show that the things you have been denying, that going to River State, the imposition of a state of emergency was not for a state capture. It was not for a state capture. You are now confirming it by that action. You are now trying to run the state when you are not an elected official. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not from River State. The sole administrator is not from River State. They cannot therefore usurp the rights of River State people who voted for Simi Fubara and then use it against Simi Fubara, the man the people of River State elected. Nobody makes them, they have no right to be administering the state to the level of trying to investigate the financial resources of River State. That's my understanding of the whole thing. Their job is, as a state of emergency, is purely to ensure that there is peace and stability in River State for the next 6 months, and then get away from that state and allow democracy to take full charge. Already many people are protesting Tinubu being in charge of that state for 6 months. Is too long to a lot of people. That this kind of illegal imposition, because as far as many people are concerned, the whole thing was an illegality. It's a violation of the Constitution. The Nigerian Bar Association has stood their ground that what is happening in River State was an illegality. That even the imposition of state of emergency, River State does not meet the condition for imposition of a state of emergency. Now you went there to restore peace. You are now investigating financial resources of local government, and you restricted your investigation to the time of Fubara in charge. That's suspicious. That's why people are concerned about what is going on. And there are several groups that have also spoken up against this state of emergency and imposition of sole administrator on River State people. Among groups that have risen up in opposition is the Pilex Center, which is like a group. They have rejected plans by the sole administrator to appoint sole administrators for the 23 local government areas of River State. The Pilex Center said that they will oppose it and ask people of River State to oppose the plan or alleged plan by the sole administrator to appoint sole administrators for local governments in the state. The group said that they stand with the Supreme Court judgment stipulating that a proper election be conducted, which will be conducted by the legitimate government of River State and not by the illegitimate sole administrator. That's the language of this group. They claim that the sole administrator is an illegal impostor, that he has no business appointing sole administrator for local government, that local government